Hey everyone, today I'm in Dallas, Texas at the Laurel Land Memorial Park Cemetery. Just over my shoulder is probably one of the greatest musicians of all time. He's one of my favorite anyways. As I've said in other videos, I love blues music. And this guy right here is probably one of the best and one of my favorite ever. We're talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan. Now he had sort of a blues rock sort of style of music with a Texas twist on it. So he was oftentimes compared to Jimi Hendrix, and it was his brother that got him into blues music by playing music and letting Stevie listen to albums. Stevie took it to a whole nother level and is unlike any other. But we're going to take a look at his grave right over there. You're going to come in this cemetery and you're going to have to drive a little while. You might be able to come in over there. I know there's several entrances into this cemetery. I came in at the far side over there and just snaked through here forever. And you can see section 21 right there, section 11 there, so they're kind of spread apart. But Stevie Ray Vaughan has this little island right here in the middle all by itself. And the name of this island is Vaughan Estate, as you can see here from this sign. The cemetery is well maintained, and his little plot area is no exception. These large rocks, which I think are amazing to look at. He's the only one like this. But he was a large rock and roll icon. So to me, this is kind of symbolic of who he was. And not only that, he had an influence on a lot of other rockers, a lot of other blues players. So it's a kind of symbolic that there's all these little rocks. These are big rocks, but it's almost like he had his influence on all these other rock and blues players. As you just kind of step up on these rocks right here, you'll see his memorial. Stevie Ray Vaughan, born October 3rd, 1954, and died August 27th, 1990. And at the bottom, thank you for all the love you passed our way. Like I said, he was a tremendous influence to a lot of people, and he brought back the blues revival period in the 1980s. And his influence was felt by many, and he was taken way too soon. The deal is he was in Wisconsin, and he was trying to take a helicopter to Chicago, just kind of on tour, part of the entourage with Eric Clapton. But he got on that helicopter, and it crashed shortly after the takeoff. And so he died instantly, had some trauma to his head, trauma to his ribs. There were 5 people in that helicopter, and he was one of them. And it shook the music world. He had just gotten to where he was getting his life straight. You know, he had a lifetime of alcohol and drug abuse, and he had become sober and had gotten his life straight. You know, went through the 12-step program, was finally clear-headed, and they said that his music was better than ever. His playing, his picking, everything. That, you know, he knew what he wanted to do. He was putting all his passion in it at that point, focusing on music and not on drugs. And just when things started to look good in his life, as far as, you know, he's sober, things are working out, his music career, he's going to do all these unbelievable things, this helicopter crash happened. And fortunately, we lost a great person. There were a lot of things recorded, and it seems like every so often, just like Jimi Hendrix or something, that something comes out and, you know, something is released, so it's like you're listening to him all over again. His guitar style, his picking is really unbelievable. Pride and Joy, if you want to Google that song, if you're not familiar with him, that's definitely one to listen to. The whole album, Texas Flood, is unbelievable. He has a lot of awards, some Grammys, a lot of those. He's been inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's unbelievable what this guy was able to do in a short period of time. Even blues musicians today, like I said, Kenny Wayne Shepherd is a big one, John Mayer, those guys all point to him as a major influence. Now, when he passed, he had about 3,000 people that mourned on his funeral, and he was buried just in a simple wooden casket. And of course, this is pretty nice. But some of the people here in attendance, ZZ Top, you know, and some other people like that knew how big of a guitarist this guy was. He toured with some of the great blues musicians, you know, Buddy Guy, all kinds of stuff. He's most certainly one of my favorite for sure. And he's kind of recognizable. Just, you know, there's a couple pictures of him that you'll see. Kind of a little different dresser for the time period. Kind of had like a little Zorro hat on. Maybe some fluffy type shirts, blouses, or if you want to call them, or something. Sometimes just a poncho, something like that. So he dressed a little bit different, but it wasn't how he dressed, it was how he played the guitar. And I never get tired of his music. You know, someone just as good or as big as Jimi Hendrix. He's buried here with his parents, Jimmy Lee and Martha Jean, right there. And Jimmy, who's over here on the left, I know it's kind of hard to see with the sunlight right there. Of course, his oldest son, which is Stevie's older brother, Jimmy, was named after the father of the two, Jimmy. And so it might be possible, with all the room that's left in here, that Jimmy might be buried in here. It's a real nice little plot area. Got some wind chimes up there, and flowers, all kinds of stuff. Like I said, that little estate saying Vaughan. But I don't know, I wish I had a guitar pick or something like that to leave here. But I do have this penny here as a token of remembrance. I'm not sure if a lot of things get cleaned off here or not. But I really kind of expected to see more things on here. I know there's kind of a candle thing here. But I thought there might be a lot more things on his grave. And it may have been something that's kind of lost over time. And I know there's a lot of kids that nowadays, they don't know who he is because he died so long ago. But really and truly, just if you love guitar music, any kind of music with actual instruments, you're gonna love his music. Even if maybe you're not the blues or the rock and roll guy, maybe you're a country guy or something like that, you can still feel some of that Texas country blues rock type influence in his music. And I bet you, even if you're the country guy, you're gonna like that music right there. I was just stepping down from his memorial here, and there were some huge lizards down around on the side. I mean, huge. And of course, they went so fast I couldn't get them. I didn't have my camera ready. I mean, they're colorful lizards too. It's not something that you normally see or expect in a cemetery. I don't know if I can sneak up on them. I keep seeing the tail. Can you see them over there? They're just kind of going around that rock. I don't know if we can get close enough. Those things are so big and so fast. It's not something I've ever seen in a cemetery. Look at them go. Look at them. Colorful little things. I don't even know if you're getting it on camera. There's one right there. You see that little guy? If I can zoom in. Look at that guy. He's coming back over towards me. That is one big lizard right there. I mean, coming right here. There was two of them. The other one's around the corner. That's big. Something else just really cool living among these rocks right near Stevie Ray Vaughan. Man, that's a big lizard. They're pretty though. I mean, when they were in the sunlight, they were kind of just shimmering some different colors. Those things are quick. Anyways, if you get the chance, right here, this little island, Vaughan, this little Vaughan Estate island right here. Come pay your respect to Stevie Ray Vaughan and check out his music if you've never heard of him. Be hard pressed to say that you wouldn't enjoy it. So thank you for joining me here as we took a peek at Stevie Ray Vaughan's grave. Like I said, he's been one that I've known is down in the Dallas area, and I've wanted to see him for a long time. I've just never made it over this way, but I'm certainly glad that I was finally able to do it. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. We are now at the boyhood home of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy Vaughan, and this is 2557 Glenfield Lane. This is where he grew up. It's changed quite a bit, but I thought it'd be interesting to include it in the video.